Morning, 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 Jackson. What's going on, Jacktown? Hope everything's good. Hope you had a good night's sleep, good night rest. Yeah, I was out yesterday. I apologize for that because I was doing some research on on the redistricting of the city, and actually the city council for the 19th had popped up on my feed, and I was looking at it, because I sent it to YouTube, whatever, and I looked at it, and I was looking at it, and lo and behold, they're talking about data centers, and I'm like, they talking about bringing a data center here to Jackson, Mississippi? Apparently so. Apparently so. Yeah, news flash. If you don't know, now you know. Yeah, but they got their reservations. I got mines too. You know, they're talking about planning and zoning and planning department getting involved in this. Which, of course they're going to be involved in it. You know what I'm saying? And so, but Brazil's talking about, they're talking about doing this moratorium so they can have more time to study this. And Grizel was 100% correct when he said that they need to put up some type of framework in place, with this to make sure, if they decide to go forward with this, because they don't want to have to come back and have to say, we need to fix this or that. They need to have something in place. Cross your T's and dot your I's. Stop playing with this. I'm totally in agreement. So, one of the council members said, well, let's table this, and I totally agree. But, before all that happened, there was several speakers came up from other cities, South Haven to be exact. And they was telling the Jackson residents in the city council how they were treated in their communities. What those data centers did do and what those data centers did not do. What they promised and all of that. And they said it's bad. Folks moving out and all that stuff. And I'm telling you, they faithful warners. You gotta be you gotta listen to people like that when they come. They didn't come into the city to the city of Jackson just to twirl their thumbs and show face and their tail. No. Or just to hear themselves talk at that podium. No. So that's all I'm saying. And from what Grizel was saying, they're gonna come to the black community. They're gonna come right to the black community. And just like what I was saying before, I've been saying this for 2 days straight. Remember, we need to get control over our communities. We don't have to welcome that mess here. See, if we have control, but the thing about it, it's like that falls on deaf ears. Cause it's like, well, what about the people that owns these properties? Like I was saying before, these people that owns these properties that live out of town, that property blighted, and the city got to come in there and clean that mess up, they get fined. You get fined automatically, off the rip. You get fined automatically, and if you don't adhere to the rules and regulations of the ordinances that's put in place, you lose your property. It goes right back to the city. That's like I said before. That's why they need to do an administrative process on these people. I think I heard somebody say something about they trying to do something to where, I don't know, it might have been somewhere else, but I'm thinking it was, because I'd be looking at a lot of city councilmen, but I think it was in Flint that I heard. But just like Flint said, they need to do something to where put something in place to where they can be in direct contact with these owners of these properties. And there need to be an ordinance in place. You can't buy property unless you go and have a legitimate address where you can be reached about your property. Because if we have to send you an administrative process, guess what? You better be legit. Heck, Madison doing it. If you got an LLC, you can't be, your registered agent can't be another LLC. They don't have that mess up there. No. So this shouldn't be no different. This right here should be no different. Ain't no playing no games. Ain't no playing no games. Not with these owners in our neighborhoods. You want to come in here and set the bed, we treat them like, I'm telling you. We need to have control. And it starts with them Indian stores. If they're not doing something in your community to help the betterment of your community, they don't need to be there. They don't need to be there. If they're on the up and up, stay as long as you like. But if you're doing something inconspicuous, disrespectful, now you need to get on down, bro. There's certain respectabilities. Why do we degrade ourselves in being respectable to ourselves because we want to buy something cheap? Let that sink in. Chew it up and swallow it. We degrade ourselves and take being disrespected because we want to get something cheap or for free. You come in here price gouging and all that mess. Nobody pays attention. Nobody say anything. But that's where the control is. That's where control starts. That's where control starts. So what? They rezone it. They rezone it. Not rezone it, but so what? They redistrict it. If they redistrict this stuff, so what? Okay. The ballot box don't change. The ballot don't change. Because if it's somebody that you want in there, put them in there. And we need to have some type of recall. I'm telling you, this is the only way you're gonna get some respect. Make them put some respect on your name, Jackson. Real talk. And I'm talking about us. See, although I'm not a Jackson, Mississippi native, I'll tell you something. I love the city. I am qualified to say because I have put in work in the city. I hate it when you have other people that comes from other neighborhoods in other municipalities that chime in on what's going on here and nobody else is saying anything. Come on, man. Come on, man. Everybody we all have our own opinions. And, some opinions is just like underarms. They stink. But nevertheless, and that's the reason why I say today I qualify myself. Because like I said, I would rather see somebody that look like me say something about what I got going on and put me in check if I'm wrong than for somebody else to put me in check. That's an insult to you. You should be insulted. And then they don't know the half of the story. But anyway, they got this thing coming in here. I'm really glad they tabled it though, because they need to go into the executive session and discuss this a little bit more. They talking about the zoning and talk about making these decisions, things like that. You had what is it? The guy name is Taylorson. What is he? The chief executive of administration. You know, I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling him. I'm just gonna be real. I'm not feeling that dude. The the reason why I'm not feeling him is because of what he did to Hartley. Hartley was talking, it was dialoguing, and him and Hartley had been dialoguing, and he kind of took offense. Seems like. No, I'm not feeling him. I'm not feeling Hartley. I mean, not Hartley, but Taylorson. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Hartley, man. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing. I appreciate him coming to the meetings and showing up and putting his input on a lot of things and giving some good information about what's happening. Yeah, but that's what it is. That's what it is. Well, but I just like I said, and I'm gonna just tell you straight up. I got my reservations about that administration. I don't know what it is, but I got my registration. I mean my reservations about that administration. But that's gonna be it for me. You know what I'm saying, I didn't, been on here long enough. And like I said, Monday we gonna come on Monday. I will definitely put up my Cash App information. So, like I said, so we can get this donation thing going on. So, like I said, so, because like I said, in order for us to get control of our community, we need money. We need funds. We need revenue. So, well, that's it for me. Thanks for watching.